What's up? This your boy D Hayes from Big Dave Cheesesteaks, chilling on the BallerAlert show. You dig?
Welcome to the BallerAlert Show podcast, available everywhere you get your podcast. I go by the name of Ferrari Simmons.
Hey, young world, I am your bestie, Sue Solo.
You know BT.
Special guest in the building. I love his cheesesteaks. How's it going, Mr. Derrick? How's it going, sir?
What's up, bro? Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Mr. Derrick Hayes.
This is Derrick Hayes.
From West Philly.
All right.
They say you got the
Founder and
best
CEO.
Philly in the ATL.
How is the meat so damn juicy? It's just like, it's just juicy as hell.
I think it's my grandfather, to be honest. Like, my grandfather, he gave me all my skills, not even knowing, because when I was coming up, if I ain't go to church with him on Sundays, I had to finish the Sunday dinner. You know what I'm saying? So, along the way, when I came to Atlanta, when I went to go open my first business, which was Dave's Philly Water Ice, where I was just selling Italian ice. In Philly, we call it water ice. Nobody knew what it was.
Okay.
So when I'm making the cheesesteaks and I hired a cook, it wasn't coming out the way I wanted it to. It wasn't authentic. And my grandfather, you know, he went back to them roots and, you know what I'm saying, gave me the water-oil mix ratio. So that's what helped it out. The steak did not dry out.
I mean, it never misses. Literally,
Appreciate
don't matter
you.
what day, what time.
I think it's at its best right now, too, because my company right now, we're about to scale a whole lot of locations. And I got the right people right now following the right SOP manual. So it's like a real system to really doing the same way every single time. So right now, man, I'm just happy about all that, because all the years of me just grinding in the kitchen, building, you know, all the fan base, everybody coming to support the brand. If it wasn't me making it or my two big guys that started with me, they would say, you know, we want them in the kitchen or went, you know, D in the kitchen. Now anybody can make it, and it's the same product coming out every single time.
I feel like it's always hard to manage multiple locations. Like Chick-fil-A, for example, I am astonished. Like, you go to Chick-fil-A anywhere and it's pretty much damn near,
My pleasure.
consistent.
Yeah, every single time.
Every fucking time.
Is there any fear that, you know, even though you're giving them the information, you're showing them how to do it, is there any fear that you may grow so big that you can't really manage what these locations are doing?
I used to think like that until I got around the right people and the right people on my team that actually scout locations before. Because when you got the systems in place, like, it's like when you hire somebody, they just ain't jumping right in and cooking cheesesteaks or getting on the register. They actually learning the brand, they learning the processes, the protocols, the procedures, everything you need to do to actually scale the business. So now it's just like a puzzle. It's coming together every time you build a location. And right now I got a good location about to come in like another month and a half, and I think that's gonna be my biggest location.
Where you putting it?
No, where you putting it at? Come on now, this is
When
BallerAlert
it's coming
Show.
out?
This coming out ASAP.
All right, it's gonna be in Jonesboro. Big Dave Cheesesteak, Jonesboro. Yeah. See y'all soon.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So listen, how did you know that like you was popping? Like you like, man, all right, man, the business is just went from 0 to 100.
To be honest, it's when Eve ate the sandwich, when she, you know, when I had the gas station location and I couldn't get nobody to come in, and she was shooting barbershop, and the first day I heard she was coming, I waited like a kid on Christmas because I needed that pop. I'm like, yeah, she coming, and then she didn't show up, so I got a little discouraged a little bit. But then the next day she came, and to be honest, I just blew over, you know, 7 figures partying in Atlanta that year. You know what I'm saying? So while I'm making this chicken cheesesteak, I'm saying to myself, like, damn, this sandwich is gonna save my life or it's gonna get rid of me. So I'm just like, I gotta make this sandwich. So I'm sitting there chopping it, and the people behind her that's with her, she like, they not gonna order it until she eat the sandwich. So I never knew that a cheesesteak was gonna save my life, like really save my life. So when she ate it, she posted on her social media networks. And the next day I had the biggest line I ever had at that time. And from there it was just up. But over the years of me growing the brand, as it grew from year to year, I had the popularity. I had people, you know, saying the food was good, but then I'm trying to figure out now, how do I open more locations?
How do you scale it?
Because you start getting like spoiled to it, to be honest. Like, you know, it's like a rapper that come out with a song, what's the next hit? Like, what's coming next? So that was my problem, what I was going through. And now, you know, I got 3 locations in the Mercedes-Benz stadium. That's never been done by a black man.
Salute.
Honestly,
You know what
it's
I'm saying?
insane.
1 through 3 is on every level. But I came in there, you know, telling them, like, listen, I'm going to change the culture in this stadium. Give me my shot. So sometimes we don't understand that we got to ask for what we want. We
That's
can't
a
just
fact.
wait for it. So I went in there letting them know that I was going to be the trendsetter in this stadium. I was going to be the culture change, and we going to change the whole dynamic of the way this whole thing running through the food system. And right now, we the highest grossing restaurant in the stadium.
I mean, you can't miss it. Like, it's literally on every floor. You cannot miss it.
Yeah, and for me, dedicating the business to my father, you know what I'm saying, watching him die in front of my face is like, that was my willpower to never quit, to keep on going.
What happened with your father?
He had cancer. So it's crazy because before I moved to Atlanta, I was in Athens. I used to play basketball. You know, my dad moved me out of Philly when I was in the 9th grade. I was getting in trouble, stuff like that. So I wound up going to this little town where, you know, it ain't the city life.
So you've kind of been in Georgia for a little minute.
Yeah, but I went back to Philly in 2005 when my aunt passed away. So cancer really hit my family hard. But the person that was helping raising me with my grandparents was my aunt. She had passed away in 2005, so I moved back to Philly. 2009, my dad just magically, you know, he was coughing. He thought he had a cold. Went to a couple hospitals, found out he had pneumonia. He had cancer. So we came down to Emory University. I'm driving back and forth, you know, from Philly, trying to help him out. And then in the midst of all this, he wound up passing away in Emory. And the worst day of my life was July 6th. And then this year, I had my son in Emory University on July 6th, on the day my dad died. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So like, all this was a full circle moment of my life right now. So I know my story already written, and I'm building $1 billion company right now in the honor of my father.
That is so beautiful.
Will people be able to get this in your book? Because I know you have your...
Oh, it's coming.
You got a book coming out. Will that all be in?
I'm like 2 months out right now. Just working on last finishing touches of it. But I'm really excited about that because this not my memoir, but this is going to be the book that like take people like, if you had a dream, you had a kid, something altered, you know, your situation out, and you kind of took a pause on it, this book gonna bring you back to life and everything you want to do, because you're looking at somebody that got over 40-something tattoos on his body. I'm not your average CEO. I come from the ghetto. I done had narcotics cases and been arrested, all these things, and I built a multi-million-dollar company off of nothing. And now I own multiple multi-million-dollar companies off of believing in everything that I was, you know, my mission and my dreams.
Amen.
Now, we just interviewed your fiance. She's in love. You're in love.
Oh yeah, definitely.
When's the wedding date, my brother?
June 8th, 23.
You guys excited?
No, definitely. I feel like we already married though. You know, it's like we already talk about that because on paper we got too many assets together, so it's already.
Now she told us.
Going nowhere.
She told us a story. I'm trying to verify some things. Now she said, a broken window.
Yeah.
She slid in your DM.
Man, she told the truth.
She told the truth.
Okay.
Man, she told the truth. Yeah.
I don't think she would.
What she tell you?
Okay, so I'm no. That was accurate. Now she left out the detail of how I got into y'all having kids. So did you make the first move? Because y'all had a business relationship first, correct?
Yeah, we had a business relationship first.
How did it get personal, my brother? Did you realize?
No, it just kind of you know how you cool with a chick, but you be like, damn, you could see yourself dating her.
Yeah.
But like this was different. This was like somebody that I seen myself. It was like my shadow. You know what I'm saying? So when we was talking to each other, it's like the first moment I
need some clarity. Speak it to the mic, sir.
What I was saying is like the first initial meetup place that we went to, it wasn't a date. It was just for us to, you know, get to know each other and all that. When she reached out to me when my windows got busted out from George Floyd, we sat in Sunflower Cafe.
Accurate. Okay, go ahead.
The story's adding up.
No, it's facts. Never had no vegan food in my life. You know what
Accurate.
So I'm sitting there eating this vegan food. My cousin that was there, he got murdered last year. He was the only one that really.
Wow.
She said the same thing. Damn. Okay.
And we sitting there talking, and he keep like he tapping my foot. She don't know this. He like, when we out of here, I got him just chilling, just sitting here. But we get in the car, and he told me, he was like, yo, that's your person. Like, that's gonna be the person you gonna be with. And I'm like, man, nah, what you talking about? We just doing business together, trying to, you know, help these communities out. But when I realized she was really the person for me, is when we literally said we was like wanting to bail the communities out with different things. Like, you know, usually when you start talking to a woman, and no shade to any other women, but most of the shit y'all talking about is like some of the stuff like material, or it's like what club you going to tonight, or whatever that. Hers was like more like, let's bail 100 inmates out. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some community centers rolling, stuff like that. So, you know, sad to say, in the situation, Rashad Brooks was murdered.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we did our first initial give back was, you know, buying his wife a vehicle, providing life insurance for his kids. CAU partner up with $600,000 in scholarship money. And I'm just like, damn, who else I could have did this with in the world that would have believed in what I believed in, how to do it. And from there, it just started getting stronger and stronger.
Now, Derrick, babies just don't pop up, sir. I want to know what happened. Did you?
He had to give you the history.
Did y'all go on a date and you leaned in for the kiss first? What happened?
No, she can't. I think it's her fault.
Oh, Lord. He said, look, I'm coming for what I want.
Yeah.
Real life. I think she went in for the kill. But when she went in for the kill, I was ready.
So you wanted it. You just probably didn't feel like you wanted to take that shot.
I ain't gonna lie. I wanted it. Out of all the people that, me growing up, and I've been around different females, and, this was something different for me. This is like not even on no soft shit. This was like, damn, I really know what love is now. Because like, you can like lust somebody for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Shit get real, then you see who really love you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But this person was like, I don't gotta go through all these battles and, you know what I'm saying, see if this person love me, because we literally set our ass out on the table. Like when we started dating, like, what do you got? What you got? Like, you gonna meet me halfway on this? Like, and it was real because honestly, I don't think nobody want to jump in a relationship where they gotta take care of somebody or they can't meet the other end of the stick. And for us, I had my shit together, she had hers together, so it worked out.
Thank you, brother.
How do y'all turn business off? Because you guys are partners, you are intimate partners. Like, like, how do you turn that off? Or do you feel that your relationship thrives because you guys are so much alike in business?
Yeah, I think because, like I said, I put it to you this way: when you wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, you got an idea, and you can wake the person about their sleep, and they can jump right into it with you. It's never hard. It's never work. It's a purpose. It's meant. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
We both do the same thing. So like when people ask us how do we leverage out the business, the personal life, all that shit mixed in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like first, before she anything, is my friend. You know what I'm saying? Everything else falls in line of everything else. Like we don't have to battle the love life, because we could be talking about some business shit and we could start making love 5 minutes later. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's like, that's our stimulation, you know what I'm saying? Like mental stimulation, you know what I'm saying? Learning what we want from each other and how we building, and that's how we did it. And that's how we had 2 kids in 2 years.
She said back to back,
beautiful son and daughter. Along with your 2 daughters, that's a great extended family.
Yeah, I just had all my kids together last night. And it was a beautiful thing when you watching, 3 girls and then my young king, you know what I'm saying? Like he growing fast, but I'm actually sitting looking at my kids and looking at my dynasty that I'm going to build for them. So I'm going to get them all the resources and stuff I never had. Yeah. And a real, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people use this word because it's popular. The whole, I'm breaking generational curses. A lot of people don't even know what that means. So I'm going to give it to y'all. Like, it ain't just money, because if I leave you a bunch of money, you don't know how to manage it. You're gonna blow all of the legacy that I did work my ass off to build. So you gotta actually teach financial literacy before you teach the generational curse part. Because if you don't know how to control the asset part of it, you're never gonna keep the asset. And the reason why they call it generational, you know what I'm saying, curses, because they thinking like, oh yeah, we're gonna now get to the next generation and ain't gonna be able to carry it, but that's what we go through. That ain't what a lot of other cultures go through, because they teaching their kid that 18%, you know what I'm saying, of a credit card is already going over your limit before you pay the bill, if you pay, at the last minute. Or learning how to send your kids to college off cash rewards money. Like, how you got a credit card and every time you spend it, you could transfer that money to a bank account. That's free money. Imagine you did that for 18 years. They give your kid a college fund.
Yeah.
So that's the different ways that you can control the financial literacy part of it to break the generational curses. So, I think we all use that in interviews, and everybody like, yeah, I'm trying to break my family generational curses, but what are you really breaking if you're the only person breaking it? When you leave it, they ain't gonna know how to control it.
Yeah, if you're not sharing the information and instilling it.
You gotta share the information. The information is real. Important. Yeah.
I mean, they say that, by the 3rd generation, the wealth tends to deplete because that person wasn't taught or given the proper resources and education. So I think it is really important to make sure that you're instilling those key values, because that's all you got.
Yeah, because think about it. Some of us in here right now, our families could have actually had the bag early on. Like, we don't even know. Right. You know what I'm saying? Never carried on to us. So whatever your last name is, back in the 1700s, you might have been cool. You might have had all the gold. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't get carried on that way. So we can't just use that thing and saying that we ain't have a fair shake when we know now we're getting tricked out our spots to get the right spot. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at everything.
Okay. All right, well, sir, you had anything, Sue? BT?
Let's talk about the foundation.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that.
What's some of the work that we can look forward to you accomplishing with the foundation?
Well, right now, me and Pinky, we doing this life insurance initiative on black men that's make $30,000 or less in income. You get a life insurance policy, pay for the first year, Prudential partner up with us. I think that's big because me coming from Philly, I lost a lot of my friends or people in my neighborhood, and then they got to go have GoFundMes or fish fries. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, we trying to provide something that they don't have to go through with that. But people don't understand that life insurance is just not a life and a death thing. You know what I'm saying? That's the real financial literacy part of it, because if I had life insurance and me and you cousins, and I got my policy for like a year or two, I can add you onto my policy, and now you gaining your own. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you passing on the sticks. And I think a lot of us go through a lot of trauma. Trauma is a memory inside of your brain that's stored until you learn how to control that. Mm-hmm. And we take that up, you know what I'm saying, from childhood. And then we try to, when we get to adults, we still kids in our minds because we blaming all the things that happen in our lives, and we got to stop doing that. So this initiative was solely for that. And then other things that I've been doing, like even in the pandemic, my foundation, we fed 40 hospitals every single day. I seen a lot of people standing down. We wanted to stand up because we know the community's built us. Without the community, we was nothing. I gave out probably $200,000 throughout that year to businesses to help stay open. A lot of things that we did was to keep everybody around us going, because if we was the only wheel rolling, we eventually was going to go down. A lot of people scared to get next to another popping thing because they think it's going to hurt them, but that's going to help you because that community going to stand strong together. And that's what I was trying to do with my foundations. And I named it David and Derrick Hayes Foundation after my father. So
that's dope.
This year, actually, Jay, what was it, like 2 weeks ago? I was on Tamron. So I just did Tamron Hall. I gave a school $20,000 from my foundation. They named the hub after me in the high school, so I'm getting honored with that after the holiday. So I'm saying, like, damn, I ain't from Atlanta, but now they naming schools after me. So
I love it.
That's lit.
Yeah, so that was a real special thing. So it's showing that people appreciate, all the hard work that I'm putting out in the communities, because we community based. Like, I already got the food popping, I already got the business popping. But what's that if you got another young brother look like you struggling and you can't give him the information on what's really going on out here? And I do a lot of talking to the community. So that's basically what I do at the foundation. Your
fiance Pinky Cole is vegan. You are not. Do y'all use the same, cookware?
No, we got a big ass stove at home.
One side is hers, one side is yours.
No, we got a flat top, so we got like burners just like a stove, and then we got like flat tops like you use in the restaurant. But we do have dishes that we do cook in, but we respect each other in the household. It ain't like, what you eat ill or all that. And naturally, by being around somebody that eats a little bit healthier, you're going to eventually
I was just going to ask that.
Right.
Yeah, to certain things. So, a lot of stuff I eat nowadays, no, I'm not vegan. I love seafood, so I always just ate seafood anyway. So I still eat chicken, and I eat a lot of seafood.
Do you see yourself leaning towards veganism one day?
No.
Not flat out. Like, listen.
No, and not even just because. I would say not because that I wouldn't want to or I can't uphold or sustain just that type of food. I really love seafood. You know what I'm saying? Like I really like. I gotta have like the blue crabs, shrimp. I gotta have clams,
Dungeness,
oysters, all of that stuff. Like
scallops.
Yeah, I grew up off of that. Like Philly is like it's right next to Baltimore, so we get all of like the blue crabs and all that. So that's something that I really like can't shake. It's like a real drug.
Do you guys raise your kids in the vegan lifestyle, or you just give them free will?
No, they vegan.
That's what Mama said. Okay,
the kids is vegan, but my son, he might be a little pescatarian, like
he likes seafood.
Yeah, but I'm gonna give him that option. If they want to be vegan like their mom, they could be vegan. But it's a good thing for me because a lot of my family died from cancer, and a lot of stuff they put in foods we don't really be knowing what we eat. And so a lot of that education rubbed off on me, and I'm learning different things. But also where I'm learning from her with the food, she's learning from me, because a lot of people don't know that like even in Big Dave's, we don't sell steak that has hormones in it or any of that in it. You know what I'm saying? So like we have a healthier choice of if that's what you know what I'm saying, if that's what you want to eat. And I always wanted to build my brand that way because I didn't want to just, sell trash meat. Like a lot of people don't understand that steak that we sell is expensive. We just sell a lot of it to uphold the profits. But if we didn't have the traffic that we had, I probably would have been buried. You know what I'm saying? Because it costs a lot. Like one case of steak costs $220.
Wow.
And we selling 10,000 pounds of steak almost every week.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
You can definitely tell it's quality for sure.
Yeah, for sure. It gotta be.
I need you to look at that camera right there and give some people some motivation.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy D Hayes. The motivation I'm gonna give y'all right now on this show that I'm talking on is life is not a track meet, it's a marathon. It's all about how you run your race. Period. That's life.